College. Anyone who's been there will know that you usually get up to some fairly interesting things. I know I'm not talking about drugs, sex and stupid parties, because Lord knows none of that happened while I was there. But regardless, it was still an eventful time, those 4 years that I spent at that college. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a nice little collection of funny antics that happened while I was there, so I thought I've written a few of them down that I can remember, and I thought I'd just go through and sort of, I don't know, just rank them in a video. I don't really know why I decided to do this, but let's just see how it goes. Hopefully there'll be some people watching this that will find some form of joy, or at least even a smidgen of entertainment in hearing me relay some of these weird events that happened to me while I was at college. So, without further ado, let's get on to it, I suppose. Number 7. My friend Aston being sick on the way back from a McDonald's trip. So, in my time at college, for the first couple of years at least, it was quite a regular occurrence for us to walk from the college building through the town and into a nearby McDonald's. That was always quite a fun little trip for us to do on some days. And on one of these days, me and my friend had a McDonald's trip, just the two of us on our own, and on the way back he just sort of started throwing up for some reason, don't know why. I guess because he's a little pussy. Aston, if you're watching this, sorry, but I'm just going to make you sound like an arse again, probably. Yeah, I found it kind of funny, at least. It wasn't like a massive it was more like a I mean, if you can't handle some simple muck chicken, whatever it was that you ate, then get off the streets, my man. What am I saying? I don't fucking know. The reason I'm putting it on this list of funny college antics is simply because I kind of found it funny. Yeah, watching people suffering is amusing to me, apparently. Don't know how we ended up here, but here we are, I guess. Number 6, I think I'm gonna put the Poundland trip, is what I call it. So I mentioned that the college was in a town, and yeah, McDonald's wasn't the only destination that we would frequent from, well, a lot of the time actually. We just bugger off during lunch breaks and fuck off around the town, to be honest. But on one day in particular, in I believe it was the first year of college, we decided to walk into the town and go to a Poundland, where I think it was around, I think it was October, so they had some Halloween stuff up, and for some reason I decided to buy the things you'll see in this image on screen now. This was posted to my Instagram on the day that I bought these things, not by me. My friend nicked my phone and took a picture of me and put it on the Instagram, albeit with my consent, but you know, it was still kind of funny. I bought the hat, which is the old Donald Trump Make America Great Again meme hat, which I bought completely ironically, and this weird flat chainsaw thing, which I still have, and I've never used it for anything since I bought it. So yeah, that's a pound that I'm never going to get back. I mean, at least the hat, I was able to use it in a couple of those Omega videos a couple of years back, and I got some laughs out of it, but that chainsaw was just a complete waste of money. Don't know what I was thinking. So yeah, that was kind of funny, leaving college on a lunch break, coming back with a hat and a flat plastic chainsaw for no real discernible fucking reason whatsoever. That was kind of funny. But yeah, number 5, I'm going to put being beaten up with a McDonald's balloon on the way back to college. This was another one of the many stories to happen on one of our McDonald's trips, and it's not the last one on this list to happen on a McDonald's trip, I'll tell you that now. It's exactly what it sounds like. If you've ever been to a McDonald's, I don't think they do them anymore, but yeah, a few years ago at least, they were still doing the balloons that you can pick up out of those like cone things, and then they got the balloons tied down onto those plastic sticks, you know. But yeah, when I went with a group of my friends, and when we were leaving, we picked up a balloon, and the entire 25-minute walk back to the college campus, they decided to just continuously beat me around the head with this balloon for no reason. So yeah, that was quite funny, I think. Next up, I think I'm gonna go with dropping my key from 3 floors up, or was it 2 floors up? One of the two. So on our college campus, the building that I was in at least had three levels to it. There was the ground floor, the first floor, and the second floor. Most of my classes were on the middle floor, so the first floor, but we would on occasion go up to the top floor, just because, I don't know, to look down on all the little people on the ground floor and pretend that we had some kind of worth and place in life, I guess. That, and there was a giant wooden cow model up there that was kind of funny, and always had a bowler hat on for some reason. Don't know why that was. The top floor's for the art students, so I guess it's to be expected. Yeah, for some reason around this time I took to keeping my house key on a dog tag chain around my neck for some reason. I don't know, I probably thought I was really edgy and cool. No idea what the hell I was thinking, but that's just what happened, I guess. And rather amusingly, when we were sort of leaning over the guardrail of the balcony of this floor that looked down into the main entrance of the building below on the ground floor, for some reason the chain just decided to break on me, and my key fell between the little gap between the edge of the balcony and the guardrail, and it just plummeted 2 floors down onto the ground floor. And yeah, and then cut to me bizarrely rushing down the flight of stairs to the ground floor, laughing my head off for some reason, with my friends following behind also laughing their heads off, mind you, where I was able to retrieve my key. I don't know why something like that was so amusing at the time, and I honestly don't know why we still laugh about it to this day. So I guess number 3 we're going to go with, I think it was the first year of college. We got to the end of the year and they held this like party celebration kind of thing on like the last day. It was more like the last day of college, and then the evening of that day, like a few hours later, they then held a sort of celebration type thing. You know, there was awards given out for like people's work over the year that had just gone, and there was also a fancy dress type thing going on. And because I was doing a creative digital media course, the fancy dress was you could come dressed as a film or TV character of some kind. And while some of my friends were kind of humbugs about it and just came in some fancy clothes, a lot of us did end up coming in these sort of funny costumes. And I came dressed as the 6th Doctor from Doctor Who looked like this. And here's a picture of me in the costume. Yeah, I wore this to college for a whole day, and the thing is, my college is in the next county, so it's a good few miles at least, and you know, it's like a half an hour drive, so we have to get there. We have to take a bus from here to get there, and we end up staying up there all day. Now, most of the other people that go to this college, they live in the town that it's based in, so they can just walk from their house like 15 minutes down the road, do their college stuff, walk home, and then they can get into their costume and come back to college later in the evening. We, however, had to go up there early in the morning and stay there all the way through to like the beginning of the evening when we get picked up by the bus again. So I basically had to stay in this costume for an entire day when no one else was in a costume at the time, which was quite amusing, I think. Just rocking up to the bus that was picking us up in the morning, getting on, just dressed like this. Everyone else is just in normal clothes. I just didn't give 2 fucks, quite frankly. I gave absolutely 0 fucks the entire day, which I think was probably the best course of action, otherwise I would have just... I don't know, I feel like you really can't give a fuck at all about anything you do in life if you want to pull this off. But yeah, that day was kind of mad. We went through the entire college day, I was the only one dressed up. We even had one of our good old McDonalds trips. Yeah, I walked through the entirety of the town that my college is based in dressed like this. And I walked into a crowded McDonald's, went up to the counter, ordered food, ate the food with my friends at the same table as them. Surprisingly, they didn't make me sit at a different table for some reason. All while dressed like this. Yeah, all in all, I just found that entire day to be rather amusing. I mean, when your self-esteem is basically lower than the chances of somebody laughing at an Amy Schumer gig, then I guess it's no surprise that I just went ahead and did it, you know? Alright, on to the top 2 next things now. Now, this one's quite funny. So, essentially, this particular antic was over the course of a few days. Well, basically, I've always been a bit of a, I don't know if I class myself particularly as a class clown, to be honest, but throughout a lot of my school years and my early college days even, I was kind of the comedic one in a lot of ways. Not because I made a lot of funny jokes, but mainly because I was just so easy to make fun of, I think. That was probably more the reason. But yeah, people tended to expect me to do a lot of wacky and outlandish things, so... Okay, to cut a long story short, some of my friends sort of... I can't remember exactly what happened, but I think the way it happened was some of my friends basically dared me to have some nude selfies, shall we say, of myself as my phone's wallpaper, and to keep it like that throughout the day. And I went ahead and did it on multiple days. No idea why. I didn't get anything out of it. Nobody was like, if you do this I'll give you 10 quid or anything. My only reward was gaining lad points, which are about as useful as Bitcoin as far as I'm concerned, but you know. Gonna be honest, that was probably one of the biggest highlights of my entire college time, which just goes to tell you how interesting a lot of college was, really, when you think about it. Didn't have my phone out a whole lot on those particular days, I'll say that. But yeah, moving swiftly on, I think number 1, probably the funniest or just, you know, just the best thing that happened while I was at college, I think I'm going to put the well, I'm not going to name it just yet. I'm going to build up to it and build some tension. Okay, right. Okay, here's what happened during the #1 best thing that happened to me at college. So me and my friends, we were on yet another one of our many McDonald's trips, and of course we have to walk through the town, so we walked through part of this neighbourhood. There's a lot of houses, you know. The weather was looking a bit dodgy. There was a little bit of spitting coming from the clouds, a bit of rain was looking like it was going to come on, so we stopped walking to allow one of my friends to get his coat out of his bag, put it on, and while we were stopped, we noticed that one of the houses had an open window, and from this window we could hear what could only be described as sounds of intimate pleasure, shall we say. Now, I don't know for sure if we were actually hearing what we think we were hearing, but it sounded an awful lot like it. Yeah, long story short, trip to McDonald's, we stopped so my friend could put his coat on, and we heard some people having sex through an open window in one of the houses we were passing. We laughed about that for weeks afterwards. I'm pretty sure we still have a chuckle about it to this day, actually. Yeah, that was kind of what happened there. That was some of the antics that we got up to at college, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about some of them. I know some of them are probably kind of weird, but that's just how it was back in those days. I'm sure I could come up with a few more funny things that happened, so perhaps I'd make a part 2 to this if anyone finds this one interesting. So yeah, comment below if you thought this was a good video, and I might make a part 2. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be back in the next video. Yeah. Bye for now, I guess. Bye.